Hello everyone, my name is Binks and welcome back to Let's Play the Great Ace Attorney 2 Resolve, where we'll be continuing in the second case of the game, the Memoirs of the Clouded Kokoro. Alright, it's been a while, but where we left off, we were at the trial and... dealing with this phony, this fake, this sham of a man. He's the victim. He's alive. He's lucky to be alive. But I am so sus on him, you guys. I don't trust him at all. So, I don't really remember much of what he said, but let's just press everything. The snow lay about. My neighbour did cometh in the evening, bearing a gift of tea. Alright. To be clear, by neighbour you're referring to the defendant, Mr. Natsume. Oh, indeed, sire. Perchance thou wouldst that I call him the man from upstairs. And at what time did the mustachioed Nipponese visit you in your room? Our meeting was promised for the hour of 9, and lo did he come to tender a gift of fragrant tea. Details which are in accordance with the defendant's own testimony, yes. And we were broiled in such a literary debate as history hath not seen before. By which I presume he means... their discussion about who was the stronger, Romeo or Juliet. I, Shakespeare, did play the part of young Romeo, whilst my neighbour played the fair Juliet. Each of us dressed as would our characters be, to bring weight upon our merry experiment. I dare not imagine the scene. I want to imagine it. I want to see what they look like, dang it. Don't do this, Capcom, you cowards. Show me what they look like. I want to see Natsume looking like Juliet. Please, please. That would really, really make me laugh. Frailty, thy name is woman. Oh, I see how it is. Piece of garbage. You definitely are. Yeah, ugh. Canst thou imagine how dismayed I was? Yes, I had heard of the Eastern art of jujitsu, but... never did I dream 'twould be a skill practiced by the comely maiden. You're saying he jujitsu'd you? Really? Juliet beat Romeo up. This is not helping our case. I believe the court has heard enough about your earth-shattering literary debate. Perhaps you could reiterate your statement about the tea that the accused brought to your room. He's like, this is... why did I come out of retirement for this garbage? Hey, you're the one who came back to the courtroom for this. It's on you. My liege, I am thy servant. Gladly I would do thy bidding. You're so over the top. But merry bitter was his drink, and when he left I did fall prostrate on my table. Hold it! Let me stop you there. Mr. Natsume left your room at 11 o'clock, but it wasn't until after 2 that the poison made you collapse. That amounts to more than 3 hours of missing time. What are you doing? What are you doing? Why are you dancing? This is my I have to pee dance. Then go pee. Like, tell the judge, may I use the restroom? Like, come on, man. Oh my god, I can't believe they really animated this, but like, okay. I guess some characters got more of a budget than others. If the defendant had really put the poison in your tea, that 3-hour window of time is something you're going to have to explain. Gladly. 'Tis an easy task. What? I had to take a massive bowel movement. This is my bowel movement dance as well. I don't know. This man is full of it, so I'm sorry. Oh, something about this man. I can't help but to want to dunk on him constantly. I did drink of the tea, not while my guest did tarry, but after he took leave of me. Faith, 'twas stone cold, but at 1 hour past midnight, verily were my lips parched. Objection! That doesn't sound normal. Who drinks cold tea? I mean, unless it has like ice in it, then it tastes okay. But like lukewarm or like room temperature cold tea, it's just ugh. You know? Ugh. Nay, 'tis quite ordinary, sire. After all, thou wouldst recall our fiery debate. Amid such argument, there'd be no time for fiery tea. Why are you hiding your eyes? Why? Peekaboo! You gonna peekaboo at me? Oh, he's reminding me of, oh no. He's reminding me of the last game I played. Simon Keys. No! No. Simon, get out of here. Romeo and Juliet again. And who is stronger? Mr. Shamspeare, in summary, allow me to confirm. Did you not come here with the intention of naming your attacker? But of course, my liege. 'Twas the stooped lover of words did attempt to shuffle me off this mortal coil. We all know what that means. 'Twas the tea alone did pass my lips that late hour, naught else. Hold it! So you didn't have any kind of evening meal? Dinner? Supper? Ha! Fie on luxury, fie on gluttony. To eat thrice daily is but a waste of time. Look at this figure of mine. Sorry. I would that my belly were full, no more oft than the sun doth rise. How do you have so much energy if you're so poor and don't have enough food? Like, seriously. Oh, it's drugs. I have money for drugs, but not for food. Well, most heroic eating habits, I must say. Night and day do I fill my hours with learned study of the great bard and playwright. Like, damn, how many animations does this man have? Seriously. Damn, they went all out for you, didn't they? Hence is it that there doth not in my chamber be then the costumes of mine art. Like, seriously, so many positions, so many animations, all for this one person. That would appear to be the case, as even a rodent was found starved to death in your room. Oh yes, he died, just as I almost did. Now I think of it, it's not just food that was conspicuously missing from that room, is it? I don't recall seeing a single play or script anywhere. For I have devoured them all. You've eaten them? Every word be within my skull. Didst thou imagine otherwise? Right, that wasn't misleading at all. Now, could you turn around, do you think? Which brings us to the conclusion that the only way the poison could have passed the victim's lips is in the tea. I'm tired. Me too, Ryunosuke. Me too. Oh, hey, what's up? I did change your voice, so it was, I was outside this bloke's window in the freezing cold all night, keeping an eye on his room. Hold it! Kind of doing like a Rick Grimes kind of voice, you know? I remember they used to make fun of his Carl. I can't do it, but back when Walking Dead was like super popular. I know a lot of people still are really into it, and recently they had the spin-off about Rick and Michonne. I was really into it back in the day, and then it just got too depressing and repetitive, you know? You just know the characters you grow fond of are gonna die. Almost everybody dies, you know? So after a while, you're just like, why am I gonna keep watching if people are just gonna die eventually? Same old thing. Over and over and over again. But the windows of that house have all been filled in. A historical artifact of the now defunct window tax. Yeah, you're right there. All bricked up horribly. But as it happens, there's a little part of the brickwork at the bottom corner that's been opened up. I was looking in through that gap. Yes, there were a few bricks loose, weren't there? Very shady. And for some reason, a couple of bars of soap lined up on the ledge outside as well. I don't like going around poking my chin in other people's business, especially on freezing cold nights. But them's my orders, so that's what I'll keep doing, as long as there's breath in my body. Interesting. So, Poker Girl actually brought up his pun name being about him being a drone. Like a bee. A bee in a beehive, a drone, you know? And that makes sense, you know? Especially if he's just a regular old little worker bee. In a hive. In the gas company, I guess. Especially if he's just out there in the freezing cold, just doing his job. That's just weird, though. Being told to spy on them like that? It's very sus. What's with all the theatricals today? Out of interest, Mr. Middleman. After the accused had left and returned to his own lodgings, did you see the victim leave the room at all? No, he never left. He was in that room the whole time, as far as I'm concerned. And we can therefore discount the possibility of suicide. How can you be so sure of that? The police carried out a thorough investigation of the scene and found no receptacle for the poison. And since we know the victim didn't leave this room, and hence didn't dispose of the poison's container himself, it's clear that this was no attempted suicide. Only the culprit could have removed the receptacle. Ah, yes. Lucidly explained, Counsel. Thank you. It really was. You can't argue with the logic. Unless there is no receptacle because it came in through the gas pipes, right? But then Meterman would be the one. Weird. It's so weird, this whole gas thing. No one else visited his room but that short little round-back Eastern fella. Hold it! You say a short little round-backed Eastern fella. So you can't be sure was the defendant then?
Objection!
How many other short little round-backed Nipponists with a mustache do you think there are in London? Well, of course, it's only a narrow gap and it was quite dark, so I didn't notice the mustache. But he showed up at around 9, so I'm pretty sure of myself. And when the person you saw arrived, did he and Mr. Shamspear drink tea together? Nah, sorry, couldn't say. Why not? Because I couldn't see into the room all that well, could I? But what I did see was the silhouette of that little round-back fella wearing a pretty dress. Oh, he saw him in the dress. Then the pair of them started some kind of wrestling match. I'll tell you, I didn't know what to make of it. He probably thought something naughty was going on. Oh my. Okay, no comment. Oh, wow. I suppose that was the Romeo and Juliet championship battle getting underway. I mean, you guys are saying this, but what if it was something else entirely and they're censoring? I mean, we don't know. Something else is going on here. I'm just like, I don't know, man. This is weird as heck. Shady. Mr. Meterman, allow me to confirm one final time. Apart from the accused, can you state... Ooh, stop it, pig! Oh my god, it's not even that late. But it's been a long day. I'm sleepy. Apart from the accused, can you state with certainty that no one else visited the victim on the night in question? No question. Guess man's honor. Mr. Jigglechin! Oh, hold it. Who is it? Oh. Oh. No, not you. My lord. Goodness me, yes, Mr. Foreman. Uh-oh. Already? I've kept my mouth shut and listened up to now, but this has gone on long enough. Are you all with me? Yes! Oh, already? Here we go. Are we to understand that you ladies and gentlemen of the jury are in agreement with one another? That you've reached a unanimous decision? Too right we have. Are you all with me? Yes! Wait, no, the defense is in the middle of a cross-examination. Come on, man! To be honest, I was holding out a bit of hope for you, young man. Especially after you identified those few hours that followed the accused leaving the victim's room.
Yes, the 3 missing hours, as you put it.
But in the end, what difference do they make? None as far as I can see. And since that's now apparent, there's really no reason to delay our decision any longer. Yeah, I completely don't remember what voices I assigned them last time. That's the problem, like, between recording sessions and when I last see them, I'm like, I don't remember. Especially if you're new, like her in particular. Like I was saying before, if I don't take 5 bob home with me tonight, the missus will blow her top. What's that? Sorry, didn't quite catch what you said. I remember I gave you like a Monokuma voice. Very well, let the court be apprised of your decisions. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will state your leanings as to the defendant's culpability. Here we go again.
Guilty. Guilty. Guilty.
Guilty. Guilty.
Of course. We go through this every time. All of you, can we never, ever, once, not on the first time have this happen? It always happens like this. It's always all of them guilty. It'd be kind of refreshing to at least have one person say not guilty. You know? Just change it up a little bit. I don't know. If they had that happen, would we still have to do a summation examination? I don't know. I'm kind of curious about that. Well, it would appear that the jury is indeed unanimous. So, this time at least it seems justice will be done. All's well that ends well, as they say. Van Zeeks, come on, bro. You know how this goes. We've gone through this how many times now? You should know better by now. You know that I am a master at what I do. Actually, no. This is early on. Never mind, I take it back. This is only after... what was it, the second case? So you don't know by now. Never mind. I forget. Oh. You about to learn, son. That's right. It's only happened once already, so you about to learn. A pattern is about to be established. Then you're about to say, uh-oh, this man is serious. Uh-oh, this man is not to be messed with. That's right, we about to do this. Alright, here we go. This calls for a toast, I feel. He thought it was just a fluke. To the guilty being punished. Ugh. Ugh. Alright. That's why the pleth was back. I gotta remember that this is a flashback case. This is, like, early on, in the middle of the first game. I keep forgetting that. I'm like, wait. Hold up, Binks. Get up, Mr. Naruhodo, please. The trial isn't over yet. What do you mean, Mrs. Sato? What about the information I found in this encyclopedia of British law I have? That obscure right that belongs to the defense in these situations, remember? You used it before. A summation examination. Yes, that's right. We don't have a jury in Japanese courts, of course. But here, in a British court of law, if we can reverse the decisions of a majority of the jurors, we can force the trial to continue. That little mouse is so adorable. Hang on, mouse. Every time he falls forward, I'm like, no, mouse, don't fall. I guess it's just a stuffed animal, because it doesn't, like, move or anything, really. It just stays there. I don't think it moves. This trial can't end now. Whatever it takes, I just can't let that happen. The defense moves to invoke its right to a summation examination, my lord. Why am I not surprised at my learned Nipponese friend's inability to admit defeat? You choose to cling desperately to some archaic rule you barely comprehend instead of accepting the truth. Certainly no other defense counselor in recent times has exercised the right to a summation examination. That's because they don't know how to do their damn job. They are quitter. Because they all know that once the jury's mind is set, it cannot be altered. Nevertheless, the right remains and must be upheld. The defense counsel's request is granted. This court will proceed with the summation examination as outlined in the Encyclopedia of British Law. Thank you, my lord. Are you and your fellows prepared, Mr. Foreman? Believe me, my lord, we know all about this young lad's tenacity, and we're ready for it. Very well. In that case, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I hereby call upon each of you to state the grounds upon which you find the defendant guilty of the crime for which he stands accused. Let's go. Each of you has faced off against me before, except for the lady in the big hat. Here we go. Jurors' contentions. The victim may not be well off, but he's a nobleman, and straight up, there's no reason to doubt the man. Say, just because he looks noble? Psst, come on.
Well, I do declare the good gentleman has no reason to lie. In fact, I think he's rather splendid.
See, you're just judging him just because of how he looks and acts. Come on, man. He's an actor. Just look at the accused by comparison. He's Japanese, stoops all the while, and has a mustache. Very fishy. Oh, you're all so superficial. You make me sick.
There's no evidence to suggest the gangling actor is a fraudsman. For now, at least.
Ugh, I really don't care, like. I just need this trial to end quickly. I know. It's affecting your job, affecting your money. I get it, bro. I get it.
3 hours of missing time is nothing when you reach my age, you know? Nothing at all.
I get it. I get it.
I knew it. Every single one of them seems completely convinced.
It would seem that all the jurors have come to the conclusion that Mr. Shakespeare is a fine, upstanding, and honest citizen. Because they're idiots.
If you ask me, they've all been bewitched by his strange theatrical movements.
And sadly, nothing Mr. Natsume has said appears to have registered at all.
Well, here goes. Let's not forget. I pleaded with the jury on Saseki-san's behalf before and it worked, so you never know.
Before we begin, it might be an idea for me to remind you exactly how a summation examination works, Mr. Naruhodo.
Oh.
Well, you're still very new to British law, after all.
That's true, I suppose, and Saseki-san's fate is entirely in my hands now, too. There's always a chance I might have forgotten some crucial detail. Perhaps I should hear Susato-san out. I wonder, should I let her talk me through it again or not bother?
Of course not. Nope, no need. I'm good.
Thank you for the kind offer, Miss Susato. But I've been through plenty of these summation examinations already now.
Yeah, I sure have.
I think it's important that we don't delay the start any longer than necessary.
Of course, I understand, and I'm quite sure you're right. Kiki's barking. If you're confused by anything at any point, you can turn to me for advice whenever you like. I'll be here for you.
The key to this is really listening carefully to each juror's statement.
Finding two that are contradictory and pitting the jurors against each other. Yep, got it.
Without further ado, please, counsel, proceed with the summation examination. Yes, my lord.
Let's go. Oh, I get to see the mouse. Oh, it has its hands on its hips. It's so cute. Get to see him walking back and forth. This is defense's rebuttal. Alright. No reason to doubt the man. Let's press them and see what we can get. Because right now, a lot of them had very generic statements, so...
Hold it!
Well, there are plenty of people in London who seem noble but poor. Couldn't some of them also be liars?
Well, I've no doubt about it. Like that shaky client of yours, for example.
Absolutely not. Mr. Natsume is no liar.
Look, the point is, the only thing that passed the victim's lips that night was the Japanese man's tea. When you take the gas man's testimony into account as well, the truth couldn't be any clearer.
Well, it's alarmingly logical.
But let me be frank here. I'm a gentleman with a gentleman's values. If it turns out that the old Shakespearean chum is a rotten liar after all, I gladly change my decision about the defendant, okay? And I'm sure my fellow gentlemen on the jury would do the same, isn't that right? Well, yes, perhaps, though I don't see it happening.
Eh? What's that? Elderly gent on the end here, you know. You'll have to speak up.
Look, really don't care about all this nonsense. I just need this trial to be over.
How many gentlemen do we actually have on the jury, then? Alright, sir. I may hold you to that. Don't forget what you said.
Huh.
Alright. Let's prove he's a liar, then.
Alright, if you can show me that the victim's a liar, I'll reconsider my position.
Alright.
No reason to lie again.
What's she gonna say?
Are you saying you believe the man to be trustworthy because he's rather splendid?
No, that's not what I said. The point is, the man is the victim here. What reason would he have to lie? And yes, he is rather splendid.
So you say, yet again.
Meanwhile, the man who stands accused behaves so suspiciously, it's exhausting to look at him.
I mean, she has a point. He is very shady acting.
I'm afraid he's not splendid at all.
Splendid logic there, madam. Thank you so much.
Not helpful. Okay, it's not gonna be her.
Let's look at the accused by comparison.
You're a racist piece of garbage, so... You're... I don't know. You're racist.
No, not one of those things is a reason to find the man guilty.
But he is fishy. There's no point dancing around that fact. He's Japanese, he has a mustache, and he stoops. You see, you arrive at the conclusion in just 3 steps. 3 steps like a waltz, in fact. You know, the more I think about it, the more this trial seems like a dance.
You seem to be several steps ahead of yourself, though, and you're on the wrong foot. No, there's nothing but circumstantial evidence here. There's no actual proof of the defendant's guilt.
But the victim's version of events is backed up by what the big chin man next to him says, isn't it? 1, he saw the Japanese man there. 2, he saw no one else. And 3, he saw the Japanese man there. Oh, that's another 3 steps. All this really does seem more and more like a waltz, doesn't it?
Right, and the prosecution will waltz its way to victory if I let you speak much more.
Another idiot. Okay, you seem... I have an opening here. Because you said for now, at least. Let's press you.
A fraudsman. What do you mean by that, madam?
It really is a most tiresome problem for the company. Most irritating. We can be absolutely certain that a customer is stealing from us, but without hard evidence.
Hold on. Company, customer stealing from us. No. Y'all, I have a suspicion. I have a suspicion right now about this woman. You know how this game, has a bad habit of putting people in the jury who are connected to the cases? I have a feeling this lady's connected to the case. I don't know. I was gonna say something. Her color scheme is what's also making me suspicious. The yellow. I think she works for the gas company. I think she works for the same gas company as Adrian because of the yellow. And for her talking about stealing and the company, and she's already kind of sus on him and calling him a fraud. I think so. And if he's a drone, like a worker bee, then she would be the queen bee, huh? Interesting. Just picking up on some little clues here and there. All right. I could be wrong. Be pretty interesting if that's the case. But without hard evidence, we can't even threaten to take action for fear of being sued. So she thinks they're stealing gas? Is that what she's saying? If I'm right?
I'm sorry, you've lost me a little there. Who are you?
I'm the wife of Augustus Altamont, owner of the Altamont Gas Company.
Yes, Biggs, you did it. Yes, I was fucking right. Yes, I want to scream. Sorry. Oh, I picked up on the clue so good. Oh my god, yes. Didn't I tell y'all? Okay. Altamont. Augustus Altamont. That's her husband. A.A. Altamont. Not getting the pun. Altamont. Augustus Altamont. Gas. I don't know. I don't know her name. She said wife, but gas company. Huh. But really, she really should not be in the jury for this. That's kind of sus. Is she the one who did it then? Because she would have access to the gas.
Good gracious, Altamont gas, you say?
Gas is the future of energy in this country and around the globe, but proper handling is essential. As I'm sure our employee from the East End branch office would be the first to agree.
Quinby. Quinby Altamont. Okay, that's her name. Queen Bee. Ha ha! Got it. Queen Bee Altamont. Got it. She really is the Queen Bee. Love it. Meter man, middleman. I kind of see that too. He's the middleman. Love it. Meterman. Meterman.
Absolutely, Lady Queen Bee. Gotta be used properly. Altamont gas is the best in the world, of course.
Yeah, even his little scarf looks like little bee wings, right? Oh my gosh, that's so cool.
I think we may have solved the mystery of the bow from earlier, Mr. Naruhodo.
Right, he bowed.
Oh, bow, not bow.
He bowed in deference to his employer's wife, did he? Ah, so would I be right in assuming that the reason Mr. Meterman was watching what Mr. Shamsphere was up to in his room?
I'm afraid that there's no end to the lengths the population of the East End will go to in order to steal our gas. So I really have no choice when the company identifies somebody as a possible fraudsman.
I have a suspicion, again, about this conspiracy. Okay. Here's what I'm going to tell you. I think she's right because So that little box, that little thing that they use to get their gas, right? They put, I guess, money or coins in there, right? Didn't we see on the soap block there was the red coin? And then when they went to look later, it was gone. Then in the... Hold on, where is it? Here, there's this big puddle of liquid on the ground underneath the box. Almost like something dripped or melted. My thing, I said maybe that's tea, right? And why would he have that big... why would he have the opening to the cold outside in his bricks in the window? It's probably because... And based on the holes in the soap? Is he using like fake coins to get gas? That's my thing. That he's cheating the company and putting fake coins to get gas? But how is that almost like counterfeit money, right? And that's what's dripping on the floor? So is it really able to trick the thing, the machine? As long as it has the shape of it? That's what I think is happening. So he's tricking it. And then it melts and drips. So it's soap? Is it made out of soap? But why is it red? Oh, wait. Just because the indentation, because if it's a different color, it's not soap. He could pour any liquid in there, right? But it has to be something like a different texture that will solidify when it's frozen. Maybe it's the tea. He didn't drink the tea because... I think he the tea became a coin. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm jumping. I think that's what happened. I think that's what the con is there. I'm getting excited thinking I figured it out. I just don't know about like who I see the con. I just don't know how the poisoning happened. Was it because he put the coin in the machine and then the poison that was in the... No, but then that would have assumed that Natsume did poison the tea, which we believe he wouldn't have done that. That's the only part I don't know. The whole poisoning part. Like, how did he get poisoned, who poisoned him, and why, and all of that. I still think it's the gas itself. That's the part I'm lost. Everything else, I'm like, okay, I can kind of see what's going on. Oof. So I really have no choice when the company identifies somebody as a possible fraudsman. But to dispatch a worker to watch the suspect day and night. We're very thorough in our investigations.
So you mean Mr. Shamspear is...
I wouldn't come out and say it in public. Oh! But you can finish that sentence with a grubby little gas thief. Yeah! I figured it out even before y'all are saying this stuff. That's her little stinger. Get 'em!
You have noticed the public gallery in here, have you?
The eye of man hath not heard, the ear of man hath not seen. Faith, wouldst thou wound me with thy words, were I to let them penetrate the skin? But seraphs hear not insults, only choirs of angels in song. We may not have evidence yet, but my workers won't stop buzzing around you until they find it.
And when they do, you'll find yourself blasted back to your angelic heights in an ultimate gas explosion.
Damn. Little rivalry there, alright.
So Mr. Shamspear has been stealing gas. I wonder, juror number 4, if you wouldn't mind adding that information to your statement.
My pleasure. Was it the bit about ripping the thief apart you enjoyed?
A little before that part about abject violence, if it's not too much trouble.
Yes, of course.
I mean, she's clearly biased against him, so yeah, she should not really be a juror, but it's fine with me.
This could be it. This could shift the balance.
Alrighty then.
The victim puts on a fine performance, but in reality, he's a common thief of my company's gas.
Alright, I think we could use that maybe to convince juror number 1 then. Let's do the pitting. We will pit her versus him.
Objection!
These two statements clearly contradict each other. Good gracious, to whose statements do you refer, counsel? Juror number 1.
What are you yelling about, lad? Here's their little walk.
I presume you've heard juror number 4's statement, made by the wife of the owner of Altamont Gas.
Well, yes.
The victim, who you claim to be a noble, straight-up man, in fact turns out to be a common thief.
So the good lady says, but there's no evidence, is there? You and I both heard them say as much.
It's true, we don't have evidence as such just yet. But the claims aren't baseless, you know.
What?
You heard me, seeing as his operation has already been compromised. I would suggest that the court hears testimony from our East End branch office employee over there.
I'll do whatever you say, my lady. Gas man's honor. Juror number 1, you say you're a man of your word. If I could show that Mr. Shamspear was a liar, you assured me that you would reconsider your decision about the defendant's guilt.
Yes, I did say that. And as a man of honor, I'll hold to it, as I'm sure the other gentlemen of the jury will. Me? Well, yes. Now that we've found out the man's a liar, perhaps we ought to consider the matter further.
Well, if I'm perfectly honest, I haven't heard half of what you've all been saying. So if this means I'll recap a few points, that would suit me down to the ground.
Oh no, I'm not having any part of this. I want this trial over and done with.
In that case, I shall change my leaning.
So, Mr. William Shamspear, if that is your real name, we of the jury demand to know exactly what kind of a man you really are.
Nice. Nice.
That's 4 jurors. 4 for not guilty.
Yes, Mr. Naruhodo. Victory!
Oh, okay. Just had to do that one. We didn't have to do more. Great.
Order, order. Well, this is quite extraordinary, I must say. As a result of the defense's summation examination, the jury's leaning has changed. There are only 2 jurors say guilty, whilst 4 say not guilty. I therefore declare this court to be in a state of disaccord, and order the trial to continue.
I mean, obviously there's a lot more we still gotta talk about. Even you gotta agree. Come on, man. Did you know about this whole gas thing? He's pissed. You have spoiled the bouquet, Mr. Shamspeare. He's pissed. I don't think he knew. See? Come on. You gotta look into this, dude. The ladies and gentlemen of the jury now find they are unable to trust you, the victim. You in trouble. But you gods will give us some faults to make us men. So God mend me, I do swear. This gasman speaketh that which concerns him most, naught but gas, naught but thin air. Aye, it burneth bright a while, but it hath no substance, and it doth reek foul. Oi, what did you say?
Do I take it, Mr. Shamspeare, that you deny the allegations of gas thievery?
Most heartily, my lord. Hast thou forgot? I am as a seraph, an angel. Noble of mind, sweet of nature, and verily, honest of heart. You flowery-mouthed, pompous beanpole, just 'cause I haven't got the evidence yet.
Mr. Shamspeare, if in fact you are not noble of mind, sweet of nature, or honest of heart, if you are a liar, then your testimony should have no sway in this courtroom.
That's a new motion, too. Damn. Never ends with this man.
It is my considered opinion that at the present time no other possible culprit of this crime has been identified. All testimony heard by the court thus far heavily implicates the defendant. In short, it would not be unreasonable at this stage for me to rule on the case.
Oh, come on.
Oh no.
However, in light of the fact that the jury has expressed concern about the fidelity of this witness, I believe it would be inappropriate for this court not to pursue the point further.
Objection!
I assure you, my lord, that would be a waste of the court's time. The gas on this case are unrelated.
Juror number 4.
Yes.
Didn't you say before that although you had no hard evidence to prove this man has been stealing gas, you have strong grounds for suspecting him?
That's right, we do. Don't we, worker?
Absolutely, Lady Queen Bee. Gasman's honor. Very well then, we will hear your testimony now. You will tell the court precisely why you believe the victim, Mr. William Shamspeare, has been stealing gas. Yes, my lord, it'll be my pleasure. On the ultimate gas name, I will.
If I may, you're my lord.
Go ahead, madam.
This worker's testimony may have a significant bearing on the good name of my husband's company. Therefore, I should like to take the stand alongside him in a supervisory role, if you wouldn't mind.
Yeah, that's what should happen. She shouldn't even be a juror.
Wahoo, oh yeah, sweet as honey. Hey, yeah.
You a little too excited to have her standing right next to you, aren't you? You got a crush on your boss, huh?
Very well, as an exception, I shall honor your request.
Thank you, my lord.
You wait till the boss gives you an earful. Oh, it's gonna sting, you mark my words. So, you will both testify before the court on the subject of the illegal consumption of the Altamont Gas Company's fuel.
Yes. Is that clear, my good man?
Clear as Altamont gas, my lady, which is the clearest in the world. Do you think the gas has gone to his head, Mr. Sato?
I think the man is just a very dedicated employee, Mr. Naruhodo. It's kind of cute, honestly, how dedicated and loyal he is.
All right. We will be talking to them in the next episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're enjoying this. I am proud of myself for how much I'm figuring out on my own.
I figured out she was the boss. I figured it out.
Yeah. All right. I think I'm right about a lot of things, like how he's been doing it with the coins and all of that. I just don't know what's going on with the how he was poisoned. I don't know. All right. Well, anyway, until next time. Hope you have a nice day. Bye bye.